Welcome. Thank you for joining us virtually for a press briefing. My name is Kelly Chandler. I am the Public Health Division Manager for Itasca County. Itasca County is hosting press briefings weekly on Fridays at 10 a.m., focusing on themes emerging in our community related to COVID-19 or frequently asked questions posed by our community members. We are providing twice weekly written updates for the media. Today we'll focus on nutrition and food access. During the COVID-19 pandemic, emphasis has been placed on food access with the absence of youth being in schools and the economics of unemployment and closure of businesses. Food is a basic need, and families without food security experience an additional amount of stress which affects overall health and well-being. Programs such as Pandemic EBT, which is a federal initiative to provide students aged 5 to 18 that currently receive either SNAP or free and reduced price meals, has been a replacement food benefit that is being implemented currently. The new temporary program will provide a lump sum food benefit to families to replace benefits they would normally receive. Current SNAP and MFIP recipients have already received this lump sum. However, youth who have been offered free and reduced lunches will need to apply for this benefit beginning on June 8th. And I want to offer out the website where this can be accessed. It is www.mn.p-ebt.org. This benefit will run directly through the Minnesota Department of Human Services versus our local county financial assistance units. DHS has established hotlines to address questions, and this hotline was established June 1st. The phone number is 800-657-3698. We will also learn more about the importance of nutrition and other programs from our speakers today. We are joined by Sue Esty, Executive Director of Second Harvest North Central Food Bank in Grand Rapids, Mac Gross, Superintendent-elect from ISD 318 and outgoing Chair of Itasca Area Schools Collaborative, and Kristen Kleinfelter, Independent Nutrition Consultant and Outpatient Dietitian with Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital. For the question and answer portion, we also have Jean McDonald, President and CEO of Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital. We are also joined today by our local and regional media. After our speakers, please submit questions via chat. We would like you to preface your question with your name and the media organization that you represent, and our panel will respond to the questions that pertain to their organization. Before we move on to our speakers, I would like to provide an update on COVID-19 numbers in Itasca County. We have over 60 laboratory confirmed positive COVID-19 cases with other tests pending. Exposures include congregate settings, healthcare workers, domestic travel, direct contact with a known positive, and community spread. And when we discuss community spread, that means there's an unknown source of infection. We have 10 deaths in Itasca County with age ranges from in their 50s to their 90s. We've had 2 females and 8 males who have died from this serious virus in our county. Our condolences are offered to those affected by COVID-19 here and throughout Minnesota and our nation. I would like to now introduce Sue Esty, Executive Director from Second Harvest North Central Food Bank in Grand Rapids.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this today. Second Harvest is the regional provider of food to the charitable groups in the region from International Falls to Princeton. So we provide food to about 130 agencies in that area. And of course, providing extra food for kids in the summer is one of the most important things we do. We know that the need for food increases every summer when the kids are off. That has always been a trend for food shelves in our area. So when kids stop getting those meals at school, you know, the burden falls on the families to provide the food they've been getting at school. Now, we know this year that the schools are going to be providing food, and that's awesome. But we also know the families, especially this year with all the unemployment and job loss and trauma that's been caused by the circumstances we're under right now are really going to cause families to struggle to get food on the table. So we ramp up our efforts to make sure that our local food shelves can meet that need. And we're also providing mobile food pantries at 4 locations in Itasca County. We do them every month. The food that we will be providing is a great mix of fresh, healthy food, including a big box of fresh produce, a box of cheese products, milk, dairy items, and of course shelf-stable foods to help families, make their resources stretch. You may have heard about the Farm to Families program that the department that the USDA has been working on lately, and because of that, we have really been able to access some awesome product that we normally wouldn't be able to have. So we're giving a really nice box of mixed produce out, and the cheese from Bongards, the cheese company in the state, has done a great job with providing us with cheese. So really, really good quality, healthy foods that are going to be available through our mobiles and at your local food shelves. People who are in need of food, should visit the food shelf that is closest to them, or the mobile that's closest to where they live. We're here to help, and that's what we want to do. People in your community want to help you meet your food needs. So we really want people, especially kids, to get the food they need to be healthy and strong and to keep moving forward in their lives. So, I can't stress enough that, individuals, if you need help or someone who does, please reach out to your local food shelf or visit the pantry, because that's what we're here for. And we really want to make sure that the people in our communities have the great healthy foods they need to be well, healthy and strong. In Itasca County, there are food shelves in Hill City, Deer River, Big Fork, Nashwauk, and here in Grand Rapids at the food bank. The dates and times for them can be found on our website, but I guess just quickly, Hill City is open the 3rd Saturday of the month in the morning. Deer River is open on Thursdays from 11 to 1. Big Fork is open on Thursdays from 12:30 to 3. Nashwauk is open on the first Tuesday in the afternoon, the 3rd Tuesday in the late afternoon, and the 3rd Thursday in the evening. And the food shelf here at Second Harvest is open Monday through Thursday from 11:30 to 3. And more information, the exact locations and addresses can be found on our website. Also, the mobile pantries that we're doing in Itasca County, we're in Inger and S Lake on the 16th of this month, and then in Ball Club in Bena on the 25th of this month, and those are in the afternoon. And we announce those on our Facebook page and also local flyers in the community. Ask the food bank for more information on any of those. And I just can't stress enough that great quality of fresh, healthy food that we're providing is wonderful, and we have an abundance. So we want people to come and get the food they need to keep on going with their lives. And then I just want to emphasize the importance of the pandemic EBT, the EBT Kelly was talking about. The fact that people will be able to go to the grocery store and buy the food they need in their community when they need it is wonderful, and I think it's going to make a big difference in helping kids have the food they need this summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. I will now introduce Matt Gross, Superintendent-elect of ISD 318 and outgoing chair of the Itasca Area Schools Collaborative.
All right, hi everybody. As many of you know, the school districts in Itasca County, as a result of the distance learning for the last 2 months, were tasked with creating food distribution networks across their school districts. And just like the school districts are unique, the approaches to that were unique. In some districts, there was more of an on-site or site-based program where people could pick up meals by coming at particular times every day of the week or on particular days. And in other districts, they did more of a distribution component. Deer River was a district that really focused on distribution. We had distribution going out to 7 locations and served around 63,000, actually over 63,000 meals in the last 2 months. And a big part of what made that possible was the state shifting how the food service programs worked in schools so that they could be served more like our summer meals program, where we weren't needing to track the free or reduced lunch eligibility of the student. We were just able to serve the meals to any child 18 years of age or under, really without any questions asked or regardless of where that child might live. So some of the few food distribution on the west end of the county went actually outside of our school districts, and that was under those changes that were made, the flexibility that was given to us. Now that the school year is over, school districts are shifting to summer food programs, and many of the districts in Itasca County had offered, I think most or maybe even all had offered programs in the past. In the past, we were required to serve those meals on site. And so people had to come and eat those meals on site. And under the current public health guidelines, obviously that needed to shift, and we were given that flexibility as well. So all meals really are to go this summer. Again, the approaches are different across the county, but in Nashwauk-Keewatin, they're offering meals at two sites, one at Keewatin and one at Nashwauk High School. In Grand Rapids, they're offering sites at the middle school and Southwest. And Greenway, they're offering pickup at Marble and the high school. And in Deer River, we'll be offering pickup every day at King Elementary, but we'll also be continuing our food distribution via the buses on Tuesdays and Fridays so that we can get meals out to those communities where people have a harder time getting to school. The challenge in the summer for the school districts is there's no funding for that transportation, but Deer River received a grant to make that continue. So in most cases, those meals are being served every day, or in some cases Monday through Thursday, but those meals in districts can be picked up when there's a gap between distribution. People are able to pick up meals for multiple days. So I believe in Greenway, they're running Monday through Thursday, and in NK, they're running Monday through Thursday, but on Thursday, people can pick up meals for multiple days. And the same will be the case in Deer River on those distribution days. The Thursdays and Fridays, people will be able to pick up meals for multiple days. The meals are free, again, to anybody 18 years or under, regardless of where they live. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And I will now introduce Kristen Kleinfelter, independent nutrition consultant and outpatient dietitian with Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for including me in this conversation. I'm going to talk about the top 4 nutrition tips for kids this summer, but it is really key that we started this conversation talking about food security. When I'm working with clients in the community and the clinic, I need to establish first that they have ongoing, reliable access to food. If they do not have that, we can't get to the next step of teaching them healthy food choices and how that reduces their risk for chronic disease or manages their disease. So first, I need to establish they get enough food for their family. There is a concept that you might be interested in checking out from a colleague of mine in Wisconsin, Ellen Satter, and it's called the hierarchy of food needs. And she talks a little bit about food needs are kind of based on that Maslow's hierarchy of needs that you're familiar with. But for more information on that, she has a website, and it's Ellen Satter Institute, and her name has a Y in it, ELLYN. Another assignment that I did with my students at ICC at the end of the semester, it was called Eat for a Week, and they were all given a hypothetical family and a food budget to work with, and their takeaway message for feeding their family was that it was virtually impossible for them to feed a family unless they utilize community resources like our food shelf and the community cafe and school meals. So once we establish with families that they have enough food and they have reliable ongoing access to food, number one, we needed it to be fun for kids. So my number 1 tip for kids is always get those 5 fruits and vegetables a day. As an adult or parent, we need to make it easy for them to do that. Little things like having a fruit bowl on your table in sight. Don't leave those vegetables in the bags right when you get done with the grocery shopping. Cut them up and put them in little containers so that they're as easy to grab as a bag of chips for them when they roam into the kitchen. And are looking for a snack. We always talk about eating a rainbow with kids, and I think that's cool for adults too. Depending on the age of your kids, when they go to the food shelf or they go to the grocery store, put each kid in charge of getting a different color of fruit or vegetable. And if they get a variety throughout the week, then we know that they're meeting their nutritional needs for that. A lot of people don't have room for a garden, but everyone has room for one container, whether it's on your front step or in your windowsill. So maybe each kid can have a container garden with one vegetable they choose to grow, which is virtually pennies to grow a vegetable at home. So my second nutrition tip for kids in the summer is hydration. When I work with athletes and even kids in elementary school, they love hydration math, and it's super easy. We just tell them, know how much you weigh in pounds and divide that by 2. And so you should drink half your body weight in water every day. And usually that means you need to, again, make it easy for them. Get them a cool water bottle. Excuse me. Put one of those clear containers on your counter every day with ice water and make it their goal to have it gone by the end of the day. Again, if they have a little bit of ownership in this, they're going to make it work. And kids always giggle when I tell them this too, but tell them to check out their pee. They don't want to have a brightly colored urine. They want it to be pretty faint yellow to clear. My third nutrition tip is to eat 3 meals a day. And that is, when you look at the national guidelines for nutrition and preventing and treating chronic disease, we virtually cannot get all those food groups in unless we're eating at least 3 times. And we want one of those meals at least to be a family meal. So again, the kids will have some ownership in this if they're involved. I know my girls, every week in the summer, they're all in charge of planning and preparing one meal. Now they're old enough to do this. Depending on the age of your kids, they can maybe just pick it out. They can look online for a picture of what they want to cook, and you can help them with that. And probably this does include 1 or 2 snacks too. So snacking is not a bad thing to get those nutritional needs met. And my fourth tip is that we need to make food fun. Kids have enough pressure on them with just getting things done, and this is a stressful time for them too. We know with research that things like the Clean Plate Club or No Thank You Bites are not effective in making healthy eaters out of our children. So we simply need to lead by example. If our child sees us eating a delicious salad with some lean chicken on it, and we're not making a big deal out of it, they're going to do that rather than us encouraging them or forcing them to eat. So we know things like punishing or rewarding with food is not a good idea. And we want to avoid things like saying, this is a bad food. No one needs to feel guilty about eating a bowl of ice cream in the summer. So just we use terms like, this is a sometimes food. We have ice cream sometimes. And the fruits and vegetables are everyday foods. And using that terminology with our kids regarding nutrition is way more important. But ultimately, it's up to us. If we lead by example, they will exercise like we exercise, they'll move their body, and they'll also eat the food choices that we do. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. And before we move on to the question and answer portion of our press briefing, I did share a couple of other resources within the chat box for the media, but for the public. Community Cafe does have availability. They are located in Grand Rapids and Deer River, and they currently have pre-made meals that are ready for pickup. Persons can pick these up between 4 and 5:30. Grand Rapids location is at the Kiesler Wellness Center, and the Deer River location is at King Elementary Monday through Thursday. The Kiesler Wellness Center Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's more information on their Facebook website for their access. And then for communities who are interested in establishing a little food pantry, which is an area in the community where food can be shared and food can be also taken. They would be located in places like parks or public or private property, like a little shelf where people can put in non-perishable food, and then again, take non-perishable food. There's a guide if the community was interested in implementing something as this, and it's on the Get Fit Itasca main website at www.getfititasca.org. We had a question from Kathy at KOZY. Is Second Harvest looking for volunteers? Also, are donations being affected by job loss, hours, or cutbacks? And Sue did answer that via chat, but Sue, would you like to share that for the public?
Yes, we are still taking volunteers, but on a limited basis because of the food safety and the public safety reasons during the pandemic. So information is on our website, and there's a sign-up form there too. We are definitely busy packing products for all the food shelves and for the mobiles that we're doing. So we do need volunteers, but it's we're being really specific about who volunteers and where you've been and how healthy you are, for all the reasons that, we're all living under right now. That's, we're being really careful and screening our volunteers carefully. As far as the food situation, early on in the pandemic, it was super hard to get food because, all the retailers were squeezed. The food supply chain just got smashed early on in the pandemic. Things are opening up now. We have lots of food available right now. So I think we're pretty good for the next month or so. But I think when we see the surge of people this fall, when the additional unemployment and other resources are gone, I'm really concerned about what's going to happen this fall when the food availability is going to be limited. And I think we're going to see a lot of extra need. So I guess stay tuned for that.
Thank you, Sue. Again, just a reminder to the media, if you would submit questions with your name and the organization you represent via chat, we will answer those from our panelists. Kristen has shared again in the chat box Ellen Satter's information, and I'll just remind everyone again, that is www.ellensatterinstitute.org, and Ellen has a Y in it, ELLYN. Okay, I am not seeing more questions from the media. Thank you everyone for coming on. This has been great information, and we hope everyone stays well.